All right, you guys, welcome back to the Seahawks franchise, and we're in week 2, coming off a huge win by 1 point over the Jets, despite the fact that we had 0 touchdown passes and 2 picks from both Sheldon Daniels and Geno Smith combined because Geno got injured during the game, but he will be back for this game against the Cardinals. And yeah, the offensive passing game really struggled for us, but Ken Walker picked up the slack. He was averaging like 5 yards per carry, had over 100 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And we're going to go through the camp standout, who should be Christian Patterson, who had a fantastic game. He ended up having 1 sack. And our defense overall played pretty well against the Jets, even though Zach Wilson did have 3 TDs and only 2 picks. And I don't know why I said only 2 picks. 2 picks is a lot, but the fact that he had 3 passing touchdowns is still kind of makes me feel a little gross that Zach Wilson did that to us. But let's see what we can do for Christian Patterson. Get 3 combined sacks and tackles for loss with Christian Patterson to complete his breakout. Again, we don't know what his dev trait is, but I would assume this would get him up probably to superstar. I think he is just a regular star dev player, but again, we don't know what it is specifically. Although Christian Patterson, after having a good first week, has 2 upgrades. And so we're going to upgrade his run stopping 1 time, and we're going to see what that does to his pass coverage, because I do want his pass coverage to be a 70 as well. And that boosted his zone and his block shed, his play rack, and his tackle. And so his pass coverage is up to a 70 now, and we're going to continue to boost his run stopping, so he's now almost up to an 80 already, which is fantastic. Boosting his zone again, block shed again, and tackling. I think his block shed's up to an 80 now. No, it's a 78. But overall, yeah, looking great. Zone coverage is not fantastic yet, but it's better than what Jordan Brooks' zone coverage was. So we can't be too mad at it. His hit power isn't the best, but I think that he is going to be a huge piece of this defense for the long run. And Ken Walker has an upgrade. We're going to upgrade his receiving back. We've been up here upgrading his receiving back consistently, and I was thinking about boosting his elusiveness, but getting a boost to catch in traffic, catching, and short route. Let's take a look at his receiving now. It's still not great. His catching isn't great. His short route and medium route are pretty bad still, but again, he needs to develop as a receiving back to make this offense kind of what we want it to be. And Devin Bush is getting an upgrade. We're going to upgrade his field general, get him up to a 79, nearly an 80 overall at this point. And he gets a boost to awareness, block shed, and pursuit. And going on to the next, Charbonnet, who did not get a single touch or a single snap even in our first game against the Jets. We're going to boost his power back, just as a change of pace running back from Ken Walker. Even though Ken Walker's trucking and is pretty good, and he's kind of a power back despite the fact that he's 5'9". Kobe Bryant getting an upgrade. Kobe Bryant kind of playing quite a bit as our nickel corner, our pure nickel corner, instead of having a big nickel safety in like Trent Simpson, who again had a fantastic game last week against the Jets, leading the team in tackles in his first game for us. And then, let's see, Derek Hall getting an upgrade, and we're going to boost his power rushing. And that's going to boost his power moves and his pursuit. Still only normal dev, so nothing crazy. His finesse isn't great. His power move's okay. Block shed is worse than both our safety and our linebacker, so it's not great. Boye Mafe and Derek Hall are kind of competing for one spot to be one of our edge rushers. Sheldon Daniels gets an upgrade, and he is a project, okay? He was terrible in his first outing for us after Geno got injured. He was 2 for 5, and he had 1 interception, and his accuracy down the field is terrible, so that is what we're going to work on. We're going to boost his strong arm, and hopefully this boosts his deep throw accuracy. So you got to boost the throw power, so he's up to 94 throw power, and it gave him a +1 to throw accuracy deep. So now it's up to 66, which is still pretty terrible. But God, he's got a cannon of an arm, which Geno definitely lacks. And we're just hoping that eventually we can finally get his accuracy up for the deep and medium passes so he can be a serviceable quarterback for us. He's still only 22 years old. Deion Gooden getting an upgrade. We're going to boost his deep threat because his deep route running is actually pretty solid. He's just terrible at short and medium routes. And he got a boost to speed as well. So now he's up to 96 speed. Again, he is playing as our primary returner on kick returns and punt returns right now. And Kenny McIntosh getting an upgrade. We're going to upgrade his receiving back. We want him to be a little bit unique as the primary receiving back on the team. Gets a +3 to juke, +2 to catch in traffic, and +1 to spin move. So not really boosting his route running, but his route running is already pretty good for us. Now, we can take a quick look at the scouting after week 1 because we should have a couple of players partially scouted. So let's look at the quarterback position because that's kind of the main thing that we're looking at, right? We need to get a quarterback that can eventually take over for Geno. And Sheldon Daniels, we're thinking maybe he could down the line, but he is far from ready or far from even being considered as the future starter of this team. And so is Shane Kirkland. But Dalton Hall looks pretty good at 6'3", 21 years old out of Cincinnati. He's got great to elite excel, great to elite strength, good to great throw power, and good to great speed. So he is kind of a do-it-all quarterback. He's got A, break sack, A, under pressure, and A, well, that's all we can see so far. But that looks pretty good, looks pretty promising, but he's a top 5 player, so there's a pretty good shot we're not going to be able to draft him. After we won our first game, it's unlikely we'll have a top 5 pick in general. Curtis Saunders, 6'5", 23 years old, not sort of in the range we want. We want a young quarterback that can develop behind Geno. Same thing goes for Jamie Saunders. He's also 23. He looks pretty great. Great to elite throw power, great to elite strength, great to elite excel, and change of direction, but his speed is only okay. Again, we're fine with not getting a scrambling quarterback, but if we're going to get a player like Jamie Saunders, we need someone that's 21 or 22 years old. Alex Contreras, 6'6", 22. 22 is not too old, but nothing's looking really fantastic about him. He looks like he's got probably a cannon of an arm, but he's only got throw on the run D and short accuracy C. Taking a look at Juan Corona, who's next up, round 1 to 2 projection. He's 6'3". Oh my God, I've never seen someone that old entering the draft. Where did he come from? Did he play in the CFL? This guy is 28 years old as a rookie? I don't know how that happened. He has C under pressure, D deep accuracy. He looks okay. Well, his jumping is great to elite. His strength is great to elite. His throw power is great to elite. But, I mean, D, deep accuracy, C, under pressure, and he's a round 1 to 2 projection? What is this? Is this, who is the Browns quarterback again? I had a video about him. Oh, yeah, Brandon Weeden. Yeah, is this guy supposed to be Brandon Weeden? That's pretty insane. A 28-year-old rookie QB. That is something that you do not see very often. This guy here, Darquez Devine, or Divine. No, it's definitely Devine. It's not Divine. This dude, yeah, 6'3", 21 years old, out of Bowling Green State. Not a runner. He's got great to elite throw power. He's got B short accuracy. Could be a potential QB. He's a round 3 to 4 projection. Is there anyone here that's an insane athlete? Let's see. Walter Wyatt, no. Dalton Hilton, 6'6", B under pressure. He's not much of an athlete either. And last one, day 3, we're going to look at is Connor Foster. He doesn't look that impressive either. All right, for this game in Arizona, always a cursed stadium for us after Super Bowl 49. Just getting so many injuries to a bunch of our franchise players in this stadium. We're bringing out the early 2000s classic jerseys. See Ken Walker repping it. And then we got Kyler Murray, who's coming off a really impressive performance. He had 3 TDs and only 1 interception. And so Kyler Murray seems to be a part of the long-term future for the Cardinals, at least in this franchise series. And so it looks like Quandre Diggs is going to be out for this game with a hip pointer, unfortunately. So we're going to have a little bit less depth at safety than usual. And, of course, he's one of our best coverage safeties. Trying to get out on Ezekiel Elliott. Trenton Simpson can't get there. Marquise Blair gets thrown out of bounds before Ezekiel Elliott is brought down at the 43-yard line for an 18-yard pickup. All right, coming out in cover 3, they're in single back right now with 2 receivers on the field and a tight end. I think that's tight end. No, it's actually 3 receivers. Underneath, Trey Flowers coming down to try to get a tackle on Elliott, who, again, throws down Trey Flowers. And Ezekiel Elliott did have a big workload in week 1 with 21 carries for 80 yards. So far, he's looking like prime Ezekiel Elliott. Doesn't look like he's got any age on him at all. He's just throwing our DBs just right off of him. Got a split backfield underneath. Again to Elliott, and we forced the drop. Great job by Julian Love on the play. Now, usually we like to have Trenton Simpson in the box, but we're actually going to play him deep because we have Christian Patterson coming in on this play. Oh, it's a halfback screen. They've been using Ezekiel Elliott so much, but a great tackle again coming in from Julian Love, forcing the stop in 4th and 1 near midfield, and they decide not to go for it. Instead, they're going to be kicking a punt to us. Kind of surprising. You would assume that they would go for this. But they're going to punt it and try to coffin kick us down at the 1-yard line, and it's going to be at the 3. Geno coming out onto the field after again, a terrible performance in week 1. Was the 32nd ranked quarterback by QBR with 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 8 for 18, and only 120 passing yards, when our passing game is supposed to kind of be our strength, I feel like. But Ken Walker, again, had a fantastic first game for us after coming off of the torn pec, and we're going to continue to use him quite a bit, especially starting from the 3-yard line. Let's see if he can pick up any yards on a carry. Got great blocks, trying to get to the outside. Got to beat one man. He did it. Did a great job making something out of nothing. Completely juked one of the DBs for the Cardinals to get an 8-yard pickup. And let's see who this was. Ken Walker. Again, yeah, it looked like we were dead to rights after we ran into Noah Fant. And then, is this Buddha? That's Buddha, right? Because I think he changed his number. Yeah, Buddha got, ooh. I can't believe Ken Walker got Buddha to miss like that. Again, we've been using our running backs a lot. It's not going to change on this play. We're looking for the Texas route by McIntosh. And it looks like it's going to be open underneath, and it is. McIntosh catching it, taking it down to the 25, and a good first completion for Geno. Again, we don't want to do anything that's going to force Geno to have a season like last year. We got to cut down on these TOs. That is the goal. 1 turnover to start the season, not that bad, but 0 touchdown passes was what made it kind of abysmal. And nothing's really there. Ultimately, just got to throw it away. Didn't want to force anything downfield. Nothing was really there. DBs were all over the place. Now, I don't think they're going to expect a halfback screen from Ken Walker. See if we can fake them out a little bit. Got 3 wide receivers over to the right. Ken Walker catches it. Gets some good blocks going back left and picks up the first again. Now, we're going to try a fake screen. Noah Fant could be open on the corner, but I think Metcalf could be open over top as well. Let's see. And we're going to give him up a one-on-one ball. There's 2 guys there. Actually, and Metcalf broke the tackle, and he caught it, and he's taking it all the way. And we just got to trust in DK Metcalf. He had 0 catches in the first game of the season, but that was just an insane play, making Geno look like a star quarterback. I can't believe DK held onto it and then broke the tackle to take it all the way. Wow. So far, a great start to this game. We're going to come out in a dime package, which we don't usually do. We're going to see if we can make it work here. Oh, we almost had a chance to get an interception, but wow. Takes 3 guys to bring, who's that down? Sterling Shepard is on this team now. On 2nd and 2, coming out in cover 3. Still in dime for the time being. We got Draymond Jones playing over D-tackle. Hope that our front 4 can stop the running game. And Kyler Murray's escaping out. Devin Bush trying to get there. He can't make it. Trenton Simpson trying to force a fumble, but Kyler's just going to go down for a 15-yard carry. And that is the one thing you got to worry about with this Cardinals team is Kyler Murray making something happen outside of structure. The receivers themselves are okay. Trey McBride is a solid tight end, but really... Oh, let's see. Oh, not great coverage on that play by Julian Love. There was nowhere really for Trey McBride to go, and he still gave up the 10-yard out. 1st and 10, again. They got just Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. Probably going to be a blocker for the most part, I would assume. Oh, it's going to be a run. And instead, Julian Love coming over to help make the tackle. Along with, who was that in the backfield? Was that Rayshawn Jenkins that made the hit? Because that was, yeah, that was a little bit of a hit there. And it looks like, I'm not sure who that was. Let's see. We have Devin Bush playing a spy. The short out is not really there. Tariq was all over that pass to Marquise Brown. That was never going to work out. All right, 3 wide receivers again. We're going to send... I'd like to send... And so Bush is still going to be on the blitz here. We got Draymond Jones dropping back. Good job. Who was that on that play? I don't even know who that was. All right, that was Marquise Blair on that play. It's 3rd and 8 now. Still in the dime. So far, hasn't had mixed success. It's halfback screen. We're there, and we get pressure immediately, forcing a field goal from the 27. So we kind of bended a little bit in dime, but we didn't break. And really, they weren't that committed to running the football. If they were really trying to run the ball with Ezekiel Elliott, they could probably get some yards on us. But they kind of settled with passing into our dime defense. And McIntosh on the return. We're going to bring it out of the back of the end zone, see what he can do on a return. He's had 1 TD already, and he gets knocked down at the 23-yard line. Geno coming back out on the field after a very successful first drive where DK Metcalf just mossed 2 DBs, one of them being Budda Baker as he took it in for the TD. And again, we don't want to get too far away from the running game. We're going to run it left with Dan Arnold leading the way. Solid blocker, a tight end. Getting to the edge, and Ken Walker going out of bounds after a 6-yard pickup. We're going to see if we can fake out the defense a little bit. Pretend like this is going to be a power run out of weak. Moving Spencer over to the right. Again, I can't get over that name. And Spencer's wide open. Out of the complete breakdown coverage. I didn't even see him. He was so wide open. But he doesn't really have that much speed. But he's going to get his way into the end zone. And just completely left wide open in coverage. A complete breakdown by the Cardinals defense. And Spencer with our longest passing touchdown of the season so far. Geno playing really well to start the game. I mean, you know, the first touchdown pass was fantastic. This one was just a gimme. But Spencer makes him pay, holds onto the football. I was a little bit worried that he would drop this ball. And offensively, we are playing so much better now that we have Ken Walker in the backfield. I just night and day. And I do want to get Charbonnet some touches. He's not bad by any means. Oh, a sack coming in from Draymond Jones. And overall, the whole team is playing so well. We've held the Cardinals up to this point to only 25 passing yards. But yeah, I don't want to jinx the team. But God, we're playing out of our minds right now. Christian Patterson in coverage, coming down, getting the hit on Sterling Shepard is Trey Flowers, who is wearing his old number, which is also, it used to be Jamal's number 2. But I love having Trey Flowers back, kind of a hybrid corner safety player. Great in the nickel spot, kind of. Oh, and Ezekiel Elliott catches it on the Texas route, goes down near midfield. Coming out in base 3-4. They are in a 3 wide receiver set, so we're coming out in cover 3, hoping that we can stop them if they potentially decide to run on this first down, and they decide to pass. We're underneath, but on the comeback, it is open, but Kyler misses it. Wide open. Devin Witherspoon was not in position to make a play on that ball. I don't love this play either. We're still going to be in cover 3, and we're in base 3-4, but we have Wayne Mafe sitting back in coverage. We're going to send him on a blitz, and we're going to drop Patterson actually into coverage over the middle. See if that can work, and Devin Bush doing a great job tackling. I don't even know who caught that ball there. They're finally up over 100 yards total. It's going to be 3rd and 6. We have another chance to stop them. We're going to come out and cover 2. So far, they haven't been throwing it deep too often. Yeah, Nowak dropping back into coverage. He's not a great coverage backer, but it'll be unexpected to see him dropping back. With his height, he could probably at least knock a ball away, potentially. Got 3 receivers on the left side. You got to watch out for a screen. Instead, underneath. Can we get there on 3rd and 6? I think he picked it up, and he did. Rondale Moore with the catch and the first down conversion. Picked it up for 10. And if they start going no huddle, we might have to call a timeout on defense, because we just can't get stuck in base 3-4 with the way they're playing. Ezekiel Elliott goes down finally. Brought down by Mafe and Julian Love, or Tariq Woolen, actually. All right, we're coming back out in nickel, and we've put in our first-round pick Nowak on the left side alongside Draymond Jones. And then we still have Chandler Jones in as well on the opposite side. Got Devin Bush and Christian Patterson coverage over the middle. We're trying to get there. A good ball. Actually, not a good ball. It was almost there. Kyler Murray making a throw to a wide open receiver on a post, but was just slightly off the mark, because that was going to be a big play for them. Now, we're going to spy, and I'm actually going to drop Nowak into that spy, and I'm going to contain as well. Got to worry about Kyler escaping outside the pocket, and he does. Nowak is there, though, to tackle him down, forcing 4th and 4, and ultimately the spy ended up being the recipe for success to stop them on 3rd down, because Kyler wasn't expecting it. We hadn't run a spy up to that point, and that's going to hold them to another field goal, making it a 1-possession game. But regardless, I'm happy that we at least shut them down once they got to our side of the field. And again, like I said in the intro, this stadium historically has been just really unlucky for the Seahawks franchise. Of course, Super Bowl 49, the pick at the goal line was, probably the lowest moment in Seahawks history. Even though we're in the Super Bowl, it was just a devastating loss. And then on top of that, this is also the place where a lot of Seahawks players maybe played like their final snaps for the franchise. Like, I think this is where Cam Chancellor got his neck injury, where he ended up retiring. And I know for a fact this is where Richard Sherman tore his Achilles, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is where Earl Thomas broke his leg, too. And he ended up flipping off Pete Carroll on the cart as he was being carted off. So, yeah, this is kind of been the place where, like, basically almost everyone in the Legion of Boom, their careers ended in this stadium. Or they didn't end. Like, Richard Sherman played after that, but his career as a Seahawk ended for us, basically. 1st and 10 after the pickup by Ken Walker, another great run. Again, sticking to the running game, we don't want to get too far away from that. Again, Ken Walker is a huge piece of this team, and he's only 23 years old, and he's almost a 90 overall. He's probably the most important player on this offense right now in terms of what he is going to provide for us long term, even though he's a running back, and typically we don't want to assign too much value to the running back position. Again, that's why I want him to get better as a receiving back, so he doesn't have to always be running, between the tackles. I want him to be catching some passes as well. So, realistically, he has a longer career. On the halfback screen, he picks it up for 9 yards. And Geno, 5 for 6, 170 yards, and 2 TDs so far, playing outstanding. Yeah, completely night and day from the first game of the season, but don't want to jinx it too much. And we're going to hand it off to Ken Walker again, who picks up the first down. We're going to try a screen for Jackson Smith-Njigba, who has not seen a lot of touches so far this season. See if this works out for him. And we tried to... Ooh, gotta throw it away. Oh, man. It was there, and I tried to throw it to him, but it just, for whatever reason, didn't register at all. And then we tried to escape outside the pocket. And we took the sack. Luckily, it was at least, you know, not that many yards on the sack. We just lost 5. So it's going to be 2nd and 15. A double move from Noah Fant that looks interesting. And then we have JSN that's in motion. Tyler Lockett's in a bit of a wheel route. This could work out. Looks like it's going to be man coverage. Lockett one-on-one. We don't have the time to make the throw. And JSN caught it. That should have been intercepted, but instead we got so lucky. You know, I was saying that this stadium has been historically really unlucky for us, but we're getting some crazy stuff to work our way so far in this game. I like the double move by JSN on the post. McIntosh, I don't love for this corner route, so instead I'm going to send Lockett on a slant instead of a hitch. And actually, McIntosh is open. He holds on. No, he doesn't hold on to it. Gets knocked loose at the last second by, I think it was Buda Baker. McIntosh is trying to get a flag, but that was just great coverage. And unfortunately, from the 37, we can't kick a field goal. We can't. I can't believe that Jason Myers couldn't make this. It's only a 54-yarder, and they're suggesting that we punt it. I feel like we can easily make this in an indoor stadium, going all the way, and it's good. I don't know why they thought we should punt there. But yeah, Jason Myers made that with ease, a 54-yarder. Again, coming out with 3 receivers. We're going to send Nowak into a spy again, but we're not going to contain this time. It's going to be out of the pistol, and it's a pass. Watching the short outs. We're on it. Patterson's there. On the other side, Woolen trying to get the tackle. Shepard goes out for a 9-yard gain. Kyler's been playing relatively conservative so far. Again, we can run cover 2 right now because he's just not really throwing it downfield, and I expect him to eventually take a deep shot pretty soon. Got 2 running backs in the backfield, and Elliott comes open. Love makes the tackle, but it's going to be enough for the first down pickup, and they're going no huddle. We're going to drop into cover 3. Expect at some point a deep ball is going to be thrown. Draymond Jones getting double teamed and beating the zone defense. Devin Bush trying to come over to make the tackle. Finally, Trenton Simpson is the one that does. We're going to go into cover 1 again. They're going no huddle. We don't have a lot of time to make our changes on defense, and a bad throw by Kyler Murray. Making it 2nd and 10. It allows us to make some subs. We're going to try to confuse them. Come out in cover 4. They got 3 receivers over to the right, along with Trey McBride, or 2 receivers with Trey McBride. Tap back screen. We're trying to get to it. Devin Bush isn't there in time, but Christian Patterson makes the tackle, making it 3rd and short. Going to be a great opportunity to try to hold them to another field goal. It wouldn't make it a 1-possession game again if they did get this field goal. 3rd and 3. They probably got something in their bag that they can pull out here. Try and get a conversion, because up to this point we have done a great job of shutting them down on our side of the field. Oh, man. Marquise Brown's brought down by Devin Bush. And really that was just overflowing the cover 3 zone defense. There was just too many receivers underneath that I had to cover with Christian Patterson. 40 seconds remaining. Short out. Watching over the middle. Good tackle by Trenton Simpson. That he should be in bounds still. He is. So they're running out of time. They only have 1 timeout left. See what they decide to do with 20 seconds left. We're going to send Nowak into a spy again. Worried about Kyler Murray running outside the pocket. Expecting a pass. Not dropping into a contain. Over the middle. We're there. And dropping down. Simpson coming over trying to make the tackle on McBride. 6 seconds remaining. They probably aren't going to run another play. This should be just the field goal. And they are going to take the field goal with 6 seconds left. And it's going to be a 1-score game. It's going to be 17-9. We'll be down by just 8 points after this field goal as long as they make it, and they do. And that's going to be the half. And Ken Walker averaging 7 yards per carry so far in this game. Only 6 carries so far, but he has a couple of catches too. We're going to come out in a wildcat play. Just see if we can break anything off. And this is going to be a counter. Got good blocks. Trying to make one man miss, but it's going to be for a loss of 2. Tried to pull something out of the bag of tricks. It didn't work out, but I feel like we could run it left here. We got Walker again with a carry. Double teaming up the middle. Walker with a stiff arm is injured on the play. I hate to see that. He had the first down pickup, though, and then he got hit back at the last second, and he is limping off the field. That's really bad news. Well, Charbonnet is going to get some action along with Kenny McIntosh, who's been, again, kind of the receiving back for us. McIntosh in here on 3rd and 1. We're going to let him try to get this first down pickup for us. Running out to the left. Got great blocks. McIntosh runs into his offensive lineman, but does pick up 3 yards and the first down to keep the drive moving. All right, let's see what they're running here. It looks like they're in man coverage. They got 2 deep safeties. And so we got bench. Looks like Fant could be open. He's not. Nothing's really there. We're going to throw it away with Geno, and it's going to be intentional grounding most likely. You know what's one thing you never see? You never see multiple penalties on one play usually. Ken Walker has a foot sprain. Re-injury risk is incredibly high, and we're only in game 2 of the season, so let's not risk it. 2nd and 22. We have bench out again. We're not actually going to run this. We're looking for a pass downfield, and it looks like it's man coverage, and it is. And we're going to trust DK one-on-one. He beat his man over the top. A beautiful ball. Oh, what? A perfect pass from Geno. And I can't tell, was he out of bounds or did he just drop it? Great ball from Geno, running back. Running right over the top of the DB. And then he should be in here. He's got 2 feet. He's got 1, 2. And I think running into the referee knocked the ball out. And it's going to be incomplete because of that. The referee was right there. He had the ball. There was no defender near him. And it got knocked out on the catch because it bounced off of the referee's elbow. Wow. And we could have been at their 30. Instead, it's 3rd and 22. And we're basically punting on this drive. McIntosh on the reception. Gets tracked down by Budda Baker and Zaven Collins and goes out for a 4-yard pickup. We had our chance to convert there, but the referee got in the way, and I don't know what to say, man. I've never seen anything like that, where the referee knocks the ball loose from a receiver. Kobe Bryant here. Jamal Agnew now on the Cardinals. He was on the Niners last season, but the Cardinals are now going to have a chance to actually come out here and potentially tie the game for the first time since the first quarter, because we have consistently at least gotten field goals or touchdowns. And cover 3. Again, they're sending so many people across the middle. That was just mesh there. We should have seen that one coming. A great hit from Trenton Simpson, knocking Rondale Moore on his ass. And still they're at the 50-yard line, though. I want to send Christian Patterson, and we're going to cover Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, great coverage by Devin Witherspoon. Knocking the ball loose, making it 2nd and 10. Cardinals are at 200 yards total so far. We're going to drop into cover 4, hopefully catch them off guard. Hopefully they don't run multiple crosser routes. But Ezekiel Elliott's on the carry. We missed the tackle. Julian Love gets thrown down. We do finally make the tackle, making it 3rd and 4. This is a familiar position that we've been in all game with the Cardinals, where they're on our side of the field, but it's going to be 3rd and short. We have another chance to stop them. We're going to watch Trey McBride. Marquise Brown is getting pressed as well. It's a halfback screen. They've been running that so often. Tariq Woolen, I just didn't think they'd run it every single 3rd down. But that has been kind of their get-out-of-jail-free card consistently. You know, it's enough for them to pick up at least 3 or 4 yards running a halfback screen. We're going to send a man blitz. And on the corner, Christian Patterson forces an incompletion. Not a great coverage linebacker, stuck on a receiver, but he makes the play and forces an incompletion. Looking at the draft class again. You know, almost all of our top, you know, 1st and 2nd round players are playing pretty consistently. Kenya Porter's in right now, but he's not always in. And it's an RPO. Tariq coming over there to help make the tackle. Sterling Shepard finally gets brought down by Trenton Simpson for a loss, making it 3rd and 12. We are going to run cover 2 man, and we're sending Nowak on the spy again. Watching any corner routes over the top. Got a double team going. Nowak, we're sending him, and Kyler Murray just throws it away. Again, when we're running man coverage, that's when we're most susceptible to Kyler Murray scrambling, and that was perfect right there. Kyler Murray was looking to run. Nowak was all over it. We completely shut it down. They're going to take the field goal, and they're going to be down by just 5 points now. Kenny McIntosh on the return. See what he can do. Trying to break a tackle. Taking it up to the 26, getting a net gain of 1 on that play at least. And Geno and the offense coming back out on the field. Again, Ken Walker is going to miss a little bit more time in this game. He might come back. But right now we got Charbonnet in the backfield. And again, Spencer with one of our receiving TDs, the other one going to DK Metcalf. So 2 big play touchdowns. Aside from that, we've been relatively quiet on offense. Charbonnet gets a carry for a 1-yard gain. And like I said before, we tried to design our offensive playbook a little bit more around the personnel we have on the team. And we got a wide receiver screen coming here for JSN. JSN breaks 1 tackle, picks up the first down. A great job making a play after the catch. And that's his 2nd grab of the game. Now up to 2 catches for 20. Again, last year he was averaging about 60 to 70 receiving yards per game. DK's got a corner out 1-on-1. He beats his man. He actually holds on to this one. DK trying to get a stiff arm off, and it works. Buda Baker can't make him go down. But finally down at the 19-yard line. Another big catch from DK, who is by far our #1 receiving threat, especially downfield. Let's see if we can get Lockett open. This looks like it's man coverage, but if it's a chance at zone, Lockett is getting pressed, and I don't like it. Geno escaping outside. He's got to throw it away. He's going to get sacked, making it 2nd and 10. And Geno's been incredibly efficient so far. Only 13 pass attempts, but 9 completions and over 200 passing yards already. And we are going to send JSN on a slant. And I liked it, but instead, Geno's going to go down for a 2-yard pickup. Gets tackled pretty quickly. On 3rd and 8, we're going to pretend to be conservative. We're going to run a little play action, get Charbonnet blocking for us, and hopefully Lockett can come open. Oh, instead, we're trying to get it to Fant, but they came through with pressure immediately, sending 6 or 7. And instead, we're going to settle for another field goal, which is going to put us back to an 8-point lead at least. All right, they're bringing 2 tight ends out, so we're bringing our 3-4 defense out. Nowak is in coverage right now, but we're here to stop the run. But it's going to be a pass. And Patterson is a little too short to make a play on that. We kind of saw the post coming from both sides, since we saw the curl or the flats coming from the tight end on the left side. But Patterson, again, only 6'1". If he was 6'3" or 6'4", he might have had a chance to make a play on that pass. Watching underneath, Patterson's there. Throwing it to the flat. Patterson helping to make the tackle, but Nowak is there as well. And Ezekiel Elliott goes down with an injury, though he looks like he might be fine. But he's on the bench now. They have their backup running back in. That looks like maybe Keontae Ingram. Not exactly sure. Devin Bush dropping back, trying to help get the tackle. Sterling Shepard brought down by Julian Love. Making it 3rd and short again. And I love that this defense right now is forcing 3rd and short consistently. Like, we're not letting him, stay on 1st and 2nd down. We're getting him on 3rd downs pretty consistently. And, 3rd downs are always difficult to convert. So we're just kind of, we're making it more difficult on him. And bad coverage there by Christian Patterson. Good tackle by Tariq Woolen. But Patterson kind of just rubbed off of Trey McBride and left him wide open over the middle. In the gun, we're still in base 3-4. Probably going to want to switch out of this soon. Underneath, Chandler Jones making the tackle for a loss of 1. And I love where we're at right now to start the 4th quarter. Everything has been relatively consistent. It's not a very chaotic game like we usually see for Seahawks games. It's just been, it's been kind of like what you would expect. And Trey Flowers makes the tackle. But nothing crazy has happened so far. No crazy turnovers. Just like really solid defense. A couple of big plays on offense. No like really bad, interceptions so far. And again, I hate to say it because I feel like whenever I say it, we end up getting a really bad interception or some sort of turnover. They do complete for the 1st down. They're down at the 32 now. And this is usually about the time where our defense steps up and makes a play. And, I'd like to get a sack here. See if they do some play action. No, they don't. Underneath, we're there. We do get the sack, though, and I called it out perfectly. Devin Bush coming in and combining with Toby Nowak for each getting half a sack on the play. And that's going to set them back. And exactly like I said, we were in the exact spot where our defense was ready to make a play and push them back, basically outside of field goal range. And let's see if we can keep them there now. Over the middle. Oh, Devin Bush isn't tall enough. Rondell Moore breaks a tackle. I just butchered Rondell Moore's name, but now it's 3rd and 4. So they're in field goal range, but again, with an 8-point lead, we've been just swapping field goals over and over again. And it feels like if they settle for a field goal again, I feel pretty confident. We get in with the sack, and this is definitely going to be a field goal at this point. Chandler Jones coming in and making a huge play. And having that veteran presence from Robert Quinn and Chandler Jones in these first 2 games has been huge. And I didn't think it would be. I thought we were mostly going to play our young players in a developmental year. But these guys, Chandler Jones, when he comes in, or when Robert Quinn comes in, they come in and they make plays, man. I'm pleasantly surprised with how well they've played. And the reason we got them originally is because they were mentors. And so they're supposed to boost the experience, gain of all of our younger players on the team. But they've done a lot more than that. They have legitimately contributed to our success so far. And Kenny McIntosh on the kick return from the 5-yard line. Gets some decent blocks up to the 25. And DK Metcalf, only 2 catches for 110 yards and the 1 touchdown. Again, it's kind of feast or famine. When he gets a big, big gain, he's going to have a big game, basically. And when he doesn't have those opportunities, as Charbonnet gets 0 yards on the carry, then, yeah, he's going to usually not have a huge game in the stat sheet. He just kind of lives and dies off of 2 or 3 big catches a game. On the slant, let's see if he can get open. And we got Lockett. Lockett just got to beat one man. He does. He's got one more man right behind him. He's not going to get there, and Lockett is going to take the slant all the way in man coverage for the touchdown. A huge play, and Lockett said, "Don't forget about me." He had a very quiet year last year for most of the season and kind of came on late. But I think we want to make sure that we involve him more. And he showed what he can do on that slant route there. And again, so far, the guy that's had the quietest season is actually JSN, who had the most catches, I think, on our team last year, along with Noah Fant. Because again, DK Metcalf is sort of that big play receiver, so he's not getting many targets, but he's getting a lot of yards. And then JSN is our slot receiver, who typically, he was averaging 8 or 9 targets and catches per game. But that set us apart right there. The Cardinals settled for a field goal, and we scored a touchdown. That made it a 12-point game now, which is going to make it really difficult for them to come back with 4.5 minutes remaining. And we've mixed it up on defense a little bit. We've run some nickel, we've run some dime, we've run some base 3-4, but it just seems like consistently, they're running 3 receivers, and our nickel package has worked the best. It has all of our favorite personnel in. Ezekiel Elliott coming back from the injury he had earlier in the game, and Murray, again, he's up to nearly 300 passing yards. He's at a really high completion percentage up to this point, but we have just been getting stops and forcing them to field goals. And they what do they have? They have 5 field goals at this point? I mean, yeah, they just really can't get in the end zone. Over the middle, Patterson's there. Kyler Murray's escaping outside. We don't have a spy on this play. Patterson comes in to help get the tackle along with Trey Flowers, and that is his 3rd carry. And we're going to put Nowak back into a spy. We're expecting a pass again. We're over the middle. We're all over it. Throwing it underneath. Trey Flowers, has a bad angle. Tariq Woolen comes down to help get the tackle along with Devin Bush. Yeah, 40 pass attempts for 250 passing yards. Done a good job of, limiting how much they've been able to pass the ball down the field and getting good pressure as well. 1st and 10, it's going to be a run play. It was kind of unexpected. Tariq Woolen gets stiff arm to the ground. Trenton Simpson comes in and finally finishes off Elliott. But they're already at the 28-yard line. They've been moving pretty quickly through the field at this point. We're going to put Nowak in a spy, come out in cover 3. We've been just running cover 3 pretty consistently, just eliminating their ability to pass down the field. Nowak trying to force the incompletion, but at least makes the tackle for only a gain of 2. We're going to put Nowak into a spy again. We're going to come out and cover 1, and we're playing Simpson right now. We're watching the left side, but good coverage by Christian, Patterson, and Devin Bush on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 8 again, and again, they get to the 26-yard line against us, and then we just shut them down. 3rd and 8, we just got to get them into a 4th down. And, at this point, they have to go for it. Watching the curl, we're all over it. On the inside, though, Patterson might have been a half second early. I thought that was great coverage on Trey McBride. But they're going to call it a DPI, and so it's an auto first. Great coverage, I thought, by Christian Patterson. Got there right on time, but that's a ticky-tack call right there. 1st and 10, we're bringing a man blitz. Sending Patterson and Devin Bush. Sending Patterson through, coming to make a tackle. Julian Love makes it on Trey McBride. And the Cardinals got to get moving, and they do. They're in no huddle. Coming out in cover 2. Watching with Trey Flowers over the middle. And the middle is wide open deep down the field, and McBride gets the touchdown. And so they matched us. We got a touchdown ourselves, and we thought we could hold them to another field goal or get a complete stop, but they got a touchdown themselves, and they're right back in it. They have all 3 of their timeouts, and we're not even at the 2-minute warning yet. Well, with 3 big play touchdowns at this point, Geno is averaging 20 yards per attempt, which is an absurd number because last season he averaged about 8 yards per attempt. So, yeah, those 3 big play touchdowns are really boosting his stats. Ken Walker is back after the injury. And on the carry, picks up 5. At this point, we're just trying to get to the 2-minute warning and then start wasting some of their timeouts. Mike Jackson's actually the one that made the tackle, and again, I would have loved to have kept him on the team. Again, just another sort of corner safety hybrid player, and he could have played nickel for us, but again, had no cap space, couldn't do anything about it. Manhurt's moving over to the left. We're going to run with Ken Walker on this 0-1 trap, bouncing it outside and getting no yards on the play. Going to try a toss to the right. The only thing I don't like is that Lockett is the blocker on the right side, and he's typically pretty bad as a blocker for us. Going to try it anyways. Spencer out there, and Ken Walker picks up a few, but we are going to have to punt it away. And so the Cardinals are left with 1 timeout remaining, but they also are down by 5, so they know they need to score a touchdown, and they have plenty of time to do that. Dixon on the punt, Flowers coming over, and Agnew fair catches it down at the 23-yard line. So this defense is going to have to come out and get a stop on Kyler Murray, and so far we've done a great job of slowing them down and forcing them to field goals, but when they've needed to go for it, they've had success. 1st and 10. Another halfback screen. A great job by Chandler Jones getting his hands up while engaged in a block. And that could have gone for about 20 yards at least on that halfback screen. But he did, again, a veteran making a big play for us. 2nd and 10. Over the middle on the flat. Trey Flowers does a great job of tackling. Push him out of bounds, making it 3rd and 4. It does stop the clock. And we're going to come out and cover 1 on this play. We got Christian Patterson in coverage on Ezekiel Elliott. Watching the drags. We're on the right side. Can we force an incompletion? Tariq is on Rondale, but it's going to be complete. Come out and cover 3 again. They're going no huddle. I'd love to put Nowak in a spy. We have him in a spy. It's play action and a great out route, but Murray misses him. All right, we sent out the big guns. We're in dime defense now. We got Chandler Jones and we got Brandon Graham in. And we're pass committing. We're in man coverage, watching over. And Trey McBride breaks 1 tackle, making it 3rd and short. Getting nearly 50 pass attempts from Murray at this point. Dropping back into cover 2 man. And, ooh, we're stuck on Chandler Jones. It's a short completion to Rondale. And there again, they're going no huddle. I would like to put, we can't get the spy off in time. Murray is escaping out, and that's exactly why we wanted to get the spy. And Murray goes down. They, again, only have 1 timeout, so they're starting to, you know, they need to move quickly. Draymond Jones is in a spy. I don't love that either. He's not really that fast. Over the top. Ezekiel Elliott, they have to use their last timeout. So guys start taking some shots. They can't take a sack. If they take 1 sack, it's pretty much over. We're sending Nowak into a spy, and then we're going to send him if he tries to escape outside the pocket. Over the top. We're on it. Nothing's there. Send him. Nowak is going, and Murray just throws it away. Nowak got some pressure and did hit him, but now on 3rd and 8, they're probably going to have 2 plays left to get shot at the end zone. We're dropping into cover 4. It's a little bit dangerous. See what they ultimately decide to do. We're over the middle. We're on it. Murray is looking to escape again. Trying to get the sack, and he throws it away at the last second. We almost had him. That would have been the game. They would have had no time left to go back and snap the ball. Instead, he gets the ball away at the last moment. It's going to be 4th and 8 now, and they're just going to chuck up a Hail Mary. Got everybody in coverage. Graham. Run up over the top. Rayshon Jenkins misplays it. It gets intercepted by Tariq, and Tariq is down at the 1, and the defense holds up and gets a stop at the very last second. Again, it's great to have a 6'4" corner with crazy jumping and speed on the team, making a big play. Rayshon Jenkins kind of misplayed that ball, but the defense coming up clutch when we needed it most. And I think this Cardinals team is a lot better than they were last year because they got Kyler back finally. But Geno with an outstanding performance, 10 for 15, 300 passing yards. 10 completions for 300 is absurd. 3 passing TDs, no picks, getting back on track after that horrible Week 1 game. Ken Walker with 11 carries for 59 yards, averaging 5 per carry. And then, Charbonnet getting 3 carries. McIntosh not getting a single carry, but McIntosh did some work in the receiving game. Metcalf with 110 receiving yards. Again, only off of 2 catches. Lockett with 1 catch for 70. Spencer with 1 catch for 70. Walker with 2 for 19. JSN 2 for 19. And McIntosh 2 for 17. So it's kind of like a weird mix of, just deep balls and then a couple short passes underneath. But it worked out, putting up quite a bit of points. Defensively, Draymond Jones with a sack, Chandler Jones with a sack, and Nowak and Devin Bush combining for a sack. Leading the team in tackles was Devin Bush. And then an interception was from Tariq Woolen at the very last second, and no forced fumbles in this game. All right, well, after the game, we only have one upgrade, and it's coming from a surprising player to me, Matt Landers, who is, like our 5th or 6th string wide receiver who got no PT in this game. But we're going to upgrade his playmaker. He's going to be up to a 67, I think, now. I'm getting a lot of boost, getting +4 to catch in traffic. And, I mean, the thing that's nice about him is, he's 6'4", and he's, decently fast. And his route running is really not that bad. Just a depth piece for us right now. His catching is not all that high. But, yeah, eventually I could see him being, I don't know, wide receiver 4 for us. The thing that's tough is, how do you break through the 3 wide receivers of, Metcalf, Lockett, and JSN? I mean, eventually you have to wait for Lockett to regress, I guess. But Camp standout. I don't know that Patterson did enough in this game. He didn't have a sack. Yeah, so he didn't get another dev upgrade. It would have been nice to get him to Superstar or to Superstar X Factor. Again, we don't know where he's at right now because, again, he's still hidden dev, but it's unfortunate we didn't get that last boost as the camp standout. But we come away with another win, so we're starting out 2-0, and, last year we finished with only 6 wins on the season, so far things are playing out really well for us. And then we actually play the Cardinals again in 2 weeks. We play the Packers next week, and then we play the Cardinals again. So it's going to be a short turnaround for us to playing against Kyler and the Cardinals again. But I think we kind of have the blueprint for how to beat them. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.